Talking that talk, no capping, keeping it real, keeping it cool. Black queer millennial mood.
Welcome to Yipping and Yapping, the podcast. I'm your host, Jamecia, Decre and it's Jam if your friend lay. And today we're gonna be sipping on some tea, sipping on some tea. Hey! And before we get into it, yeah, y'all probably clocked. My background is different. My background is different because life be lifing, okay? And it may look like this one, maybe two more episodes. We don't know. We're gonna see where the wind blows us in life, okay? And today we're gonna be talking about all things tariff. I'm gonna break it down. Okay, we're gonna start with some intro. I'm gonna try not to use too many big words. And if I do use a word, I'll define it. Yeah, I'll define it. And before we get into the tariffs, we're also going to talk about, we're going to talk about this after we talk about tariffs. We're going to have the Messy Awards. We're bringing them back this episode. Yeah, because y'all are messy. And I've been on the internet and I've seen you. Welcome to Yipping and Yapping, the podcast. I'm your host, Jamecia, Decre and it's Jam if your friend lay. And today we're gonna be sipping on some tea, sipping on some tea. Hey! And before we get into it, yeah, y'all probably clocked. My background is different. My background is different because life be lifing, okay? And it may look like this one, maybe two more episodes. We don't know. We're going to see where the wind blows us in life, okay? And today we're going to be talking about all things tariff. I'm going to break it down. Okay, we're going to start with some intro. I'm going to try not to use too many big words. And if I do use a word, I'll define it. Yeah, I'll define it. And before we get into the tariffs, we're also going to talk about, we're going to talk about this after we talk about tariffs. We're going to have the Messy Awards. We're bringing them back this episode. Yeah, because y'all are messy. And I've been on the internet and I've seen you. So we're going to get started so we can jump right into our yip. Our yip as in what has been bringing me joy. So the things that have been bringing me joy, miss, respect to the law, miss Onija Robinson, because exactly what I said. She don't made her way back to the States, okay? She's in New York doing all the appearances on all of the street creators videos. I've been seeing the girl and I've been loving it up. She's been giving me life, okay? And so I'm really excited to see how her story continues to unfold. What else has been bringing me joy? My baby dog has been bringing me joy. My love bug has been bringing me joy. And honestly, my friends. I've been having conversations to help fortify some relationships that weren't necessarily shaky, but I wasn't really present. And so seeing and hearing and finding out that love isn't lost as I have been going through changes, that has been bringing me so much joy. So shout out to my real niggas down. Ah. And you're probably like, Jam, you're standing up today. I am standing up today. Every episode, I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting with how I'm recording. I'm experimenting with everything. The scripts that I write. If I want to use props, what's the prop? I've just been out here experimenting and trying to see what feels good. What feels good along the way. So we're gonna get right into the yap, okay? And welcome to the app. Yeah, we're talking about tariffs, y'all. Y'all are probably like, Jam, what is a tariff? I've been hearing about tariffs all over the internet. What does it mean? What is it? Does it impact me? Like, is it serious? And I'm going to do my best to bring y'all up to speed on all of these things. Okay? So, welcome to Tariffs 101. Okay, baby cakes, boo skis, all of my friends. Let's jump into something that sounds a little bit dry, but it's actually really messy. And believe me or not, you don't need an econ degree to understand or participate in it. Okay, and I'm talking about tariffs. So I want you to imagine that your favorite snack comes from South Korea, because y'all know I love me some South Korean cuisine, baby. It be hitting, right? So let's just say your favorite snack comes from South Korea. And the US is like, oh, you got to play ball. You want your snacks over here? You want consumers over here? You got to pay for it. And then they're like, sure, whatever. Tariffs get smacked on the snack. They come over here, and the next thing you know, $8 turns into 12. That's really what a tariff is, y'all. It's honestly governments beefing with one another to be like, our goods are better, our goods are cheaper. That's really what's happening, okay? And South Korea not paying for it. The US not paying for it. You know who's paying for them snacks that I want? Me, which means I gotta find some new snacks because I ain't paying for it. I ain't paying for it. I'm about to be home learning how to make cheese crackers. Okay, and I'm talking about with the dough and the cheese and your bake. I be seeing y'all make the Cheez-Its online, and I'm trying to partake. I'm trying to partake, and I'm trying to participate. But that's essentially what a tariff is, y'all. It is when a country places a tax on a good from another country. That's step one. Okay. So you may be wondering, what's the tea politically on tariffs? Okay. Tariffs are nothing short of a political stunt. We typically see and hear tariff talks during election season. Um, and they're framed as tough on China or this pro American industry. And to be honest, they're not. It's a way to be like, my dick is bigger than yours. Okay. That's a game that governments play, and they start a trade war. And then us regular schmegular people, working class people, folks who work hard for their money, we are the ones who have to pay for it. And so if you follow the money, because this isn't actually an election cycle for the administration that's pushing this, but if you follow the money, you'll see that it actually leads to corporate interests. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? No, you shouldn't be surprised. I really hope you aren't surprised as I peek at my yeah, it leads to corporate interest and national egos, and it leaves us wondering, why the hell is the price of eggs so high? Like, I heard the vegans out here using flaxseed gel, and I'm like, but does it taste good? I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Do I need to get some chickens? I looked into it, the zoning. I can have at least 2 to 6 chickens, no hens. But it's hard. It's hard. That's the tea. That's the tea politically. It's a stunt. It's literally to be like, boom, I got you. And then you want to know who has to push the power behind that? Us, because we live inside of a capitalistic country. Capitalism. Capitalism. This country thrives and runs on capitalism. Also, black women, black people, black culture, the blacks. Okay, you may think you know petty, but you don't know petty until the people who are running countries like China and the US start going tit for tat. Okay, see, when a big dog like China starts to clap back, like, oh, you got a tariff, I got a tariff for you too, that's when things will get really sticky. Okay, when I say really sticky, I mean really sticky, because then our farmers, China's gonna be like, we're not buying soybeans and we're not buying corn from y'all. Okay, that's a whole industry. Our farmers already need support as is, especially the black ones. Especially the black ones. Okay, our tech companies, they're getting screwed over. And it's just a war. It's a war. It's a trade war. It's people going tit for tat. And it's not just us here in the US that are feeling it. People abroad are feeling it. These are countries that don't even have a seat at the table. As corporations and companies are scrambling to try to figure out how to deal with this manufactured shortage, this how are they going to deal with labor? People are going to lose their jobs. People are losing their jobs. Companies and corporations are cutting hours. They're lowballing folks. Meanwhile, the price of rent is not going down. The cost of living is steady rising, and I'm trying to figure out, can I afford this pack of socks? That's ghetto. That's ghetto. Now, when I say supply chain, I want you to think about a global supply chain here. Let's just say a shipping container gets rerouted to Shanghai. Next thing you know, you in Detroit waiting for your car to get fixed, and now it's on back order for 6 whole months. And that's all because people are going tit for tat. Tariffs did that. Now you got to figure out how you're going to get from point A to B to C to D and back because of a tariff that you ain't even asked for. You ain't asked for that. It's not like they're making American goods cheaper. They're trying to make them look cheaper by making other goods look more expensive and having us foot the bill. And I'm here to tell you, I ain't paying for it. Prices are going up everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's electronic, it doesn't matter if it's a food, it doesn't matter what it is. The prices of things are going up. Okay? Unless you living on a homestead and you growing your own food and you like, I got my solar panels, my tech good for a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Prices of goods are going up. You need a pair of socks, you need new drawers, the prices just went up. The prices just went up. And for what? A tariff. Honestly, I feel sad for the global south. As a matter of fact, I'm just pick my computer up so I can read my script. And the global south, oh baby, they're not just affected, they're actually trapped in all of this wreckage, and it's really sad to see. So because of someone else's ego, or economic ego contest, I should say, to be honest, countries across Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia get boxed out of trade routes. Priced out, you hear me, of essentials, and they are pushed further into dependency, all while never being consulted in the first place. Never been consulted. That's like insane to me. Like basic necessities, people in these countries and in these areas in the global south can't get because these egomaniacs want to play tit-tat-toe. That's what tariffs do. Okay. It's like being forced to play in a game you didn't sign up for with rules you didn't write, but still getting hit with the penalties. My God. Does that sound fair? It doesn't sound fair. But that's the reality of so many people living in a global south right now. And we already know a lot of them not free countries if we really want to talk about it. Okay. So yes, tariffs are political, but they are also deeply personal, which is why I care so much, which is why I was so inspired to rewrite this entire episode to talk to y'all about tariffs and what they really mean and what the impact really looks like. Because behind every policy is a person, a paycheck, a plate of food that might not make it to the table. And this ain't just about economics, it's about equity, empire, and who gets to decide what the world looks like, who gets to decide what we buy, how much we pay for it, and when. It's all about power. Do you understand me? It's about power. So when I be yelling and screaming and saying, go vote, you need to vote, and I be outside working 12, 14, 15-hour days on different campaigns, it's because I understand power. I understand the way the world moves. I understand the US in a way, especially US politics in a way, as being that I've been working in this industry for over a decade. And nothing will change unless we have a true just democracy. And until we're able to rewrite some stuff in that constitution, we will be dealing with these battles and finding band aid solutions to make do. But I'm really interested in, trying to undo and do what was meant to be, which is a true democracy. I would love to see that. Now it is time for one of my favorite segments, the Messy Awards. And if you're like, Jam, it looks like your lighting changed. That's because it has, and I had to reshoot. So mind your business and stop judging me. But today for the Messy Awards, we only have 2 spots. Okay. So number 2 on the Messy Awards list is Polo the Don and Esther Dean. And you may be like, what did Miss Drop It Low do? Okay, do y'all remember that infamous diss track that Carrie Hilson sang about Beyonce that, let's just say, ruined her career for almost 2 decades? Apparently, Carrie Hilson only rewrote 3 of the lines, and Esther Dean was responsible for writing that song. Carrie Hilson stayed quiet for damn near 2 decades, and she only spoke about it because she dropped a song called Bay. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but I remember listening to it because it popped up because I've had Spotify before they even had a premium service, so they knew I was a Miss Carrie baby fan. Okay. And so not only did Carrie Hilson divulge this stuff in an interview when being asked, and she held so much grace, it was giving very demure. It was given she's a lady. Esther Dean then, but before I go there, Carrie didn't say anyone's name. She didn't drop any names. She just spoke about her and her parts in it. However, Esther Dean went to the internet and confirmed that it was she who wrote the song, and fans speculated that it was Esther Dean who, in fact, did write that song. And Esther Dean was like, and did. I'm gonna put them screenshots somewhere in this video so y'all can see. And then Esther Dean, not even a full 48 hours later, maybe like 12, 6, I don't know. It wasn't that many hours later. Esther didn't post an apology. And an apology, she still tried to drag Carrie Hilson with her, by naming Carrie Hilson as a co-writer, which Carrie Hilson, I don't even really think got credited as a co-writer, but she did rewrite 3 songs. I mean, not 3 songs, 3 lines. Carrie Hilson gave a very SAT response to Miss Dean, Esther Dean, in her comments saying, I didn't say anything, but since you brought it here and you want to talk, let's talk about the whole truth. And Carrie laid it bare, how she was threatened and her career was being dangled by Polo, because that's why his ass on this messy list too. And how she basically had to record the song and she couldn't really write for a remix for Turning Me On because she was currently touring. She didn't have time to sit down and think about it. Um, and Esther Dean tried to drag her under the bus as a co-conspirator in this. And Esther only did it because the Hive was not playing with her. They came, they found, they saw, and they did in that girl comments. Now, Esther could not deal with Carrie has been dealing with for damn near 16 years. She couldn't deal. Esther couldn't deal. And because Esther couldn't deal, she went and gave us this bullshit as apology, still not taking accountability for all of her actions. But prior to her getting the backlash for that song, which she rightfully deserves, because Beyonce has had 5+ albums, how many world tours? Oh, okay, she just got album of the year. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that diss track, girl, you eating them words, ain't it? But anyway, Esther Dean can't handle the heat. And Carrie's has been quiet and silently taking this heat. And so I really hope Carrie Hilson's career can do a 180. She seemingly has taken accountability. She's been quiet about this. She only, responded when asked about it. I remember when Carrie Hilson finished the album years ago, and I don't know how many years ago this was. It could have been 10 years ago. This woman finished the album and she was like, I just got off the phone with my mom. It was an IG post. I wonder if I can still go find it. She was like, I just finished the album. The comments were treacherous. And I thought enough time had passed by. They was going to let the girl live. And they said, we don't want that shit. We ain't forget what you said about Beyonce. And, this is just me and my musings and my thoughts. It's like, Paula the Dunn and Esther Dean, what's y'all beef with Beyonce? Y'all mad Beyonce ain't choose your track? What's really going on here? Why are you being so malicious? And then y'all let that woman sit up there and take that heat for years and years and years and years and years. And she was gracefully quiet, like, I did sing the song and I gotta own my part in it. She sang the song. Carrie Hilson was the face. That's who we knew. Oh, they dissed Beyonce. It was Carrie Hilson they was talking about. Okay. At one point, I remember rumors were trying to drag T-Pain in it, and I said, not Tallahassee Pain, leave that man alone. He innocent. And I don't play by T-Pain. Period. I don't play by T-Pain, and I don't play by my home city, Tallahassee, baby, 850, yeah. But anyway, that's why Esther Dean and Polo Dunn are number 2 on the Messy Awards. Or was I supposed to put them at number 1? Either way, y'all messy for that. As a matter of fact, y'all real janky for that. Okay, I'm back out there checking my notes. All right. Number 1 spot for the Messy Awards goes to Justin Bieber. And I hate to do it to Mr. Baby, baby, baby. Oh, you're messy as fuck. And here's why. Okay. Now that Selena don't found a love of her life, like true love, a man that's supporting her. She got this album. And that same scandal that comes out about your wife being the little freaky deaky creepy stalker girl that she is. She's a copier. She's just being a colonizer. It's just in her. Okay. Y'all white. That's just what it be sometimes. Okay. But that's not why Justin is on the messy list. I mean, he could be on the messy list because he never really speaks up or stand up for her. So that's interesting. I mean, there was this one time he was like, oh yeah, we called Selena. We told her to call people off. Boy, please. And Haley, please. As a matter of fact, I know I said it was only two, but we're gonna give it three. Haley Bieber, you getting your own spot on the Messy Awards because you were kikiing all these years when that girl was silent, and now that she's finally opened up her mouth and speaking her truth, you can't handle the heat. After you and your friends did all y'all could to try to tear that girl down and keep her down. Girl, you stole a man. You stole her man. You did. You had your friend sleep with her man to make sure she left her man. And that's some nasty shit. If I don't say so myself, that's some filthy shit. You pregnant and you married. Leave the girl alone. Now that she's speaking her truth and fans aren't speaking for Selena and Selena is talking from first person, I'm not gonna lie. As a person who's been watching this unfold for over the last 10 years, every time there's a scandal, every time you and your friends get called out for trying to mock Selena, baby, I'm so happy Miss Gomez is saying what she needs to say, honey, and saying it with her full chest. Now, y'all know I love Selena, but watching her perform live is not my thing. She be like this on the stage. I don't know. So, if okay, let me say this: if it's health reasons why she has poor posture and she performs that way, I'm sorry. If not, Selena, baby, get in the studio. Get in the dance studio, my love, and so somebody can help you with your stage presence. Anyhow, Justin Bieber is on this list because why the fuck would you post on the internet Stevie Wonder never sees you when y'all FaceTime? You're childish. That's nasty, nasty work. Have y'all seen this? Have y'all seen this? Are you serious? Oh, okay. Anyway, that's it for the Messy Awards. Um, take that, do what you will. All right, so we're gonna wrap this episode of Yipping and Yapping up with our favorite segment, or one of my favorite segments, and this is when we reclaim our time. Now, there has been a theme with this segment where I'm giving advice and challenges about maintaining your peace. Now, today is no different, okay? The peace that I want us to maintain is a peace of mind, a piece of our bread, a piece for our pockets, a piece for our wallets. So, the next time a politician say, we're bringing back jobs, okay? And then they start that tariff talk. I want you to say jobs for who? Profits for who? Okay, who paying for it? Who? Okay, I want y'all to remember that and ask those questions, okay? Don't be silent and be like, they said they're going to bring back jobs. Houseway, how are you going to bring back jobs? And you better not say tariff. You better not. Okay, now I want you to go and sip on something strong because that's what I'm about to do. Because yeah, tomorrow is National Ranch Water Day. And say what you want to say. I love me a good ranch water, baby. But anyway, sip on something strong or, get your tea. Sip it hot, sip it cold, sip it lukewarm. Sip on something and tell your friends all about tariffs, or at least what you've learned about tariffs. I did my best, y'all, to try to make this tariff talk not mumble jumbled with a whole bunch of big words. But I want y'all to know that this shit is real, okay? And we're already feeling it, and it matters who we vote for. So, yes, I'm going to constantly tell you to exercise your right to vote. Yes, I'm going to definitely side eye you if you tell me you voted for that man. Because, girl, what? You don't care about me. You can't be my friend and a Trump voter, a Trump supporter. It ain't no way in hell. Because if you're my friend, you care about me and you love for me. Why would you actively choose violence? Mm. But that's it, y'all, for episode 4 of Yipping and Yapping. If you like it, share, subscribe, follow, favorite, text it to your friend, to a friend of a friend. And as always, keep yipping and keep yapping. And I'll see y'all online on the internet. I don't know why I'm so giddy and dancy today, but I am. Wow, this tariff talk really got me going, huh?